Welcome back. In this video, we are going to complete our compute area program. And this video assumes you have already reviewed the variables video. Let's get started. We left off at this point right here from our last video. A couple things I'd like to discuss about variables. So variables, you always want to name them as a noun. Notice these are all nouns. Variables should be named nouns. Now if you have a variable for an age of a person, instead of just saying age, why not say age person? Or person age. Notice if I have two logical words in one variable, in this case age and person, or person and age, I capitalize the second word. That's known as Camel Case. Whenever we create variables and we have more than one word in our variable, we want to use Camel Case. So to review, Camel Case always capitalizes the second, third, fourth, and fifth words, and so on. There are certain restrictions in variables. They are known as reserved words. Let's look at those. Going back to our C++ search on the internet, here are the reserved words. These words cannot be variables because they are used in the C++ language itself. So you cannot use any of these words as a variable. Let's move on. So we need to ask the user for input. The way we ask for input is a cout statement, C-O-U-T, and then two lesson signs. I always like to refer to this as what I have over here on the right is going to output because it's pointing towards out. I'm going to enter in my prompt. The prompt is just a string, and a string is just a sentence that asks the user for an input. Enter the length of the rectangle. And I'm going to put a colon and a space. And a semicolon here. Now what this is going to do, as we'll see in our program, it'll enter the length of the rectangle on the screen, and then the prompt, what is blinking right now, will be right after the blank. If we were to add a carriage return, an endl, that would have the effect of putting the carriage return on the second line below it, on the line below it. I don't want to do that for my prompts. So I'm going to leave the prompt there. Now I'm going to get some input from the user. So that is done by cin, and how I like to remember this is I have two greater than signs, but I'm putting the input into a variable, length. So with output, I'm sending the string or whatever I have over here on the right to output. For input, for getting input, I'm sending what I get from the user into length. So I got my length. Now let me get my width. Enter the width of the rectangle. Cn width. And now I'm going to compute my area. When you make a calculation or an assignment, this is an assignment, I'm going to store the product of length times let me go back here, length times width. See, my variable name comes up, so in case you want to use that, it could be handy. Length times width. And finally, I want to output to the user what the area is. So I'm going to do that by using cout. The area of the rectangle is, and when you're writing output, sometimes you want to write a variable to output. In this case, I do, and I'm going to write area. And then just to show you that, I'm going to add a period to the end of that and then an indel. Okay, so that should be the end of my program. But look, I have a red squiggly line here. I am using cout and I'm breaking the little mnemonic that I was just telling myself of. I want to send the string to the output, so I need less than signs here. Okay, now we should be good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the control key down and press F5. It's going to compile my program and run my program. Okay? Length times width. The area of the rectangle is 8. Notice, enter the length of the rectangle. The prompt. Let's do that over again. Control F5. Okay, notice my prompt is on the same line as, notice the cursor is on the same line as the prompt. So it really ties the two together. Enter the length of the rectangle. I hit the tab key, that doesn't work. Enter the width of the rectangle. And the output is, the area of the rectangle is 30. And press any key to continue. That always is displayed when you use Control F5 when the end of the program is reached. Let me go over something about variables that I didn't already discuss. What I've done here is declared some variables. Okay? I can declare a counter, let's say, variable as an integer. I could also initialize it. You can initialize any variable when you declare it. So in this case, I've initialized the counter to 0. We also have strings. I could create a string call it yes, sir, and initialize that to yes, sir, whatever you say. Now when I print out yes, sir in my code, it will print out yes, sir, whatever you say. I've initialized it and declared it at the same time. Same with counter. You could do this with any variable. You could initialize any variable when you declare it. Once again, variables should be nouns, and you want to use camel case. That is, the first word in the variable is lowercase. Every subsequent word is going to be capitalized. This concludes this video.